Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse with Rings of Power, it continues to again be just a giant slog. Once the kiss happens, I'm like checked out already, but there was still another 40 minutes left of the episode. It was torturous. That after that moment happened and I'm ready to like, okay, I can't turn off. There was still another 40 minutes left of the show. I think it was an hour and 10 minutes long. It was so poorly paced, and even then, you think it would have been an improvement because the Harfoot storyline wasn't in here, but no, they just had to throw this in here to to even ruin that little bit of goodwill. Because I even said that before. If you just take the Harfoot storyline out and the Wizard storyline, I think even that would have improved it. But they can't help themselves. They have to think of every opportunity to bastardize Tolkien's work and to further antagonize the fans. They just can't not do that. Also loved how Elrond was able to give Galadriel his cloak pin that literally everybody could see him take off. Yes, clear as day. I saw it. And again, we could see it clearly because the shot when he handed it to her, we were seeing it from the perspective of Adar and the like 4 other orcs in the room. There was one orc staring directly at them on that side, and you don't even hand it to her while they're kissing. You kiss and then you hand it to her, so it completely defeats the purpose of this being a distraction. And I don't even think the actors are justifying it, or they're not even using that as a means to justify it. No, they're like, oh, well, love isn't the same for elves or something. The show treats elves as humans, which is just wrong. Mrs. Tolkien's point regarding elves and their long lives. The entire framework of the show just doesn't work. And it could have been such a intimate and nuanced look at the lives of elves and humans and how humans are perishing. And that's the whole like theme surrounding Numenor especially. But no, they wanted to have everything all at once. And this is especially so with this episode because while the Siege of Rhuidean is happening, the rings are still being made. Sauron, as Anatar, is still having this illusion going on with Celebrimbor, and the siege has been going on for weeks, apparently. And he's still, like, checking in on Celebrimbor about, are the rings done yet? Are the rings done yet? Can you hurry up? They can't just have one event going on. They have to have, like, several different events going on at the same time. It really didn't make for a really impactful episode. And I don't even know why the orcs were even there to begin with. And they keep saying, oh, Sauron lured them there. And lured them there how? They just found out that he was there and they want Sauron to be destroyed. They don't want Sauron to be around anymore because they want to go and live their lives in peace, especially the orcs. They want to be able to go and have orc babies and live their lives and not go to war anymore. Sauron's a threat to that, so that's the reason why they went there to begin with. How the whole battle like takes place anyways, that was like the prior episode. Everyone is as dumb as dirt. Sauron being the master deceiver is just everyone else around him being stupid. I don't understand how Sauron wants the orcs there in this particular situation. Why? He could have just crafted the rings and there you go. Why does he need the orcs there? He could have just had his deception going on, which was working with Celebrimbor, have him craft the rings, and there you go. Why does he need the orcs there? His plan is working. That's all he wanted. None of this makes sense. Adar could just have said, give me Anatar, and I let the rest go. Yeah, that's all he wanted. He just wanted Sauron to be destroyed. And that's why the whole alliance was even broached with Galadriel. He's like, well, we have a common enemy, so that's all we want. And clearly the orcs were depicted as not wanting to go to war. Sauron was just a threat to them. As long as he existed, they couldn't live their lives in Mordor in peace and multiplying to their heart's content. How does this work out for Sauron's plan? Because at this particular moment, his plan's working in regards to crafting the rings. What does the orcs being there have anything to do with that? It's so forced. Sauron as manipulator requires long lifespans, which the show refuses to do. Yes, there's a way you could have done that, like an anthology series, and it would have been really cool to just have the humans, cast other actors for humans. I don't understand. That was something they came out and said that they didn't want to do. They didn't want to keep recasting people, but clearly they're casting new people, new actors in new roles. Time means zero anymore in this show. Everybody just pops up whenever, wherever the plot needs them to. Exactly. Everything is so forced. It's so contrived, and there's convenience upon convenience. And Everyone is so stupid. Everyone. No elves were suspicious at all when the elf messenger or an elf scout turned up dead with a message carved in his chest. And Sauron just goes, bury the body, and no one asks questions? No one thinks that's suspicious. They're gonna trust him over Celebrimbor. And no one checks up on Celebrimbor, by the way. After like weeks and weeks have gone by, he lured the orcs there by saying there was a sale on at the IKEA there selling baby cribs. I lost hope after watching the orcs bombarding a mountain to create a dam to block the river. Oh yeah, I was laughing so hard at that. The trebuchets launched at a nearby mountainside, and there was like these conveniently propped up rock faces like teetering on a single little boulder, and the trebuchet holders went right for that. And yeah, the whole mountainside came crumbling down. It was so dumb. Oof, poor Tolkien, to see what they have done to his work. What have they done? Best are the few women running around that square in front of the forge for apparently 1 week, or however long the siege was. The same 6 people run around that square in every scene. Man, these elves were just so stupid. And can we even blame Sauron at this point? I don't see him being this master manipulator. He just employs the most simplistic, mean girl, passive-aggressive moves to get what he wants. And everyone is so dumb. That's not good storytelling. It's just contrived. It's just forced. It is literally just making things up for plot reasons and to make the thing happen. They literally have a glitch in the Matrix. Sauron is running a simulation in Celebrimbor's head that is on a loop. And I wish I was kidding. He is running a video feed in Celebrimbor's head that every time a mouse walks by, that's when the loop begins again. What are we even doing? It's the Matrix now. That's how Sauron's deceptions work. Celebrimbor literally found a glitch in the Matrix. It is literally the scene where Neo sees the cat, the deja vu with the other cat. I think when season 1 did poorly, they started the rewrites, but they're just playing it by ear and have no overall plan. So my guess, it's gross what they're doing to Celebrimbor's character. It's really just a travesty for everyone. Everyone is depicted as being completely dumbed down and impotent. Celebrimbor, he comes across as just so weak and stupid, just like everyone else around him. But it's just such a travesty to see this character reduced to this state. And I don't know if there's any moment of redemption for him. Even when he figures everything out, even when everyone knows, it took the other elves a little bit longer, but even when Celebrimbor cracked the code in the Matrix and confronted Sauron about it, he just does what he says. After he breaks through the code and reveals to the elves Sauron or Anatar is not who he says he is, but Sauron just says, well, he's lost his mind, so best to just keep him captive in the tower, and he's lost his mind. And everyone else just believes him, completely taken in, and doesn't believe him whatsoever. You haven't seen him in weeks, and you don't think something's up. Clearly there was something wrong with him, but they're completely taken in by Anatar in just a not convincing way. It's just completely contrived. No one asks questions. No one has any hint of suspicion. Even when a body turned up with a message carved in his chest, he's like, oh, bury it. And no questions are asked by anyone. Everyone is portrayed as just really stupid. And I'm sorry, I can't even see Sauron as this really menacing figure when everyone around him is dumb as dirt.